Alright guys, welcome back to my top 10 nostalgic PlayStation games. Now we stopped at number 6, and now we're going to continue to number 5, and I am very excited about these top 5 games. These top 5 games are very nostalgic to me, super important, and because of these games, like I said in the last video, it's the reason why I love video games. Um, if you guys have never heard of these video games, check them out because a lot of them, like 4 out of the 5 are actually available to the PS4. So here we go. Let's get started. At number 5, I have Hot Shots Golf 4. Now, this game is very nostalgic and it must be on my list because, well, it's the family favorite. And what makes this so nostalgic is that, like around the Christmas season, we always bring the PlayStation 2 into the living room and everyone plays it together. It's definitely like something that everyone loves and enjoys. You can be multiple people. There's about 20 characters in that game. You can be Mel, Mike, Brad, Chaos, Regis, Emma, Not You, and if you really want to, you can also be Hubert.
I'm going to get a nose ring.
Also with this game, there's something very nostalgic about just passing the controller to the person that you're sharing it with because there's only 2 controller slots in the PlayStation 2, and you have to share it if there's 4 of you. And I don't know, that's just really nostalgic, and I love it. And I'm very happy to put this in my top 10 list because this game will always have a special place in my heart, and I love it. At number 4, I have Kingdom Hearts. Now, this is without a doubt on my list. I have always loved Kingdom Hearts, and I always will love Kingdom Hearts. I'm very happy that this is going to be on my top 10 list. I don't know, like, this game has always been in my childhood. It's still in my life today because they remade it into the 1.5 and 2.5 final mixes where you can have Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and every time I play that game, I always have the nostalgic feeling. I'm just like, wow. I don't know, like it's fantastic because it has everything I love in it. It has Disney, Donald, it has Donald, and I don't know, I'm a huge Disney fan, and for this game to have you work with Disney characters and meet new Disney characters, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like a child whenever I play it. And you can even ask my wife, like, I act like a child every time I play. I get really excited whenever I see a cutscene of a character that I probably saw at Disneyland or something. I don't know, it's just very nostalgic, and I'm just very happy to have that be on my top 10 list. Also in Kingdom Hearts, like the bosses as a 7-year-old are very, very hard. And when you get to a boss level and they show a cutscene and you keep dying and dying, that cutscene keeps going and going and going, and you just get the whole thing memorized because you can't beat the game or the boss. And so there's that one scene that goes,
Clayton. Not Clayton. Not Clayton.
And that's also my 40-second video in my channel as well. But yeah, like that whole Kingdom Hearts game is nostalgic. The series really is, and I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 4. I think it's coming out in 2023, I think. We'll see how that goes. And if you don't know the story to Kingdom Hearts, it's actually on my first video on my channel, and you should probably go look at that because I'm not going to explain the whole story because the story is very complicated and it's all over the place, but I don't know. I will always love it. I know that a lot of people don't like Kingdom Hearts 3, the new one, but I do. I love it, and it's not the same as the first 2, but it's still Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know, I love it. I really do. At number 3, I have Rugrats Search for Reptar. As a kid, I loved Rugrats. That was like one of my favorite TV shows as a kid, and I still remember whenever I watched Rugrats, I'm like, wow, I want to go play the game, and I always do. And I've played it multiple times. I have played it so many times, I don't even remember how many times I've been in the game. I just love it. I really do look forward to the very end when you get to be Reptar and destroy the buildings, and you get to see him dance, do the jig. I mean, oh my gosh. It's so great. And the graphics are definitely PlayStation 1 graphics where they have like little stubs as their hands. They don't even have fingers and you can't see their toes on their feet. But I don't know, I love it. One of my favorite parts of that game is when you're in the kitchen, like you're with the babies in the kitchen and they have the big box of cookies and here comes Angelica and she's like, "Oh, I give me those cookies." And the mini game is you trying to pretty much play keep away from Angelica and eat all the cookies before she gets them. And I don't know, like there's so many games and so many levels in that game that is just perfect. Mini golfing and oh my gosh, like to be honest, that game is flawless, is full nostalgic to me, and like you can even ask my family, like my brother, my sisters, they played it, and oh my gosh, we all love it. And well, yeah, like definitely number three, definitely in the top five, and too bad that we can't play anymore because well, it's completely scratched, and hopefully one day maybe there'll be a remastered version. Maybe not because I don't know. Nickelodeon's not looking really good right now with the All-Star Brawl, so we'll see what happens. At number two, I have Spyro, Ripto's Rage. Without a doubt, this is top five nostalgia games. I have played this game as a kid so many times and I've loved it and I never get sick of it. I think this is the game that I played the most in my life, to be honest with you. And it's, I don't know, like, it's fantastic. I love it so much. And all the, like, you get to face Ripto, and I am definitely a Spyro fan, as you can see right here on my Funko Pops. Like, I love Spyro and everything about Spyro. I was so excited when Toys for Bob and Activision came out with the remastered version of all three Spyro games, because Spyro is probably the first game I have ever played in my, like, yeah, this one of the first games I ever played. I played Spider-Man and Spyro and Rugrats. Those were like my first games I've ever played. And to have it be remastered, and on the back it says relive the adventure, I'm like, yes, please, let's go. Let's go back to my childhood. Let's have that nostalgic feeling. And I even had my wife hooked up onto Spyro. It's because it's such a fun game. Everyone loves it. And you just can't go wrong. Like, what's not to love about this game? Ripto's Rage. And it's probably the best game out of the three. One of the best. I'm going to have to think about that one. Might have to have a review on which game is better, the first, second, or third Spyro. We'll have to see. All right, we have come down to the number one of the top 10 nostalgic PlayStation games. Oof. All right, here we go. Number one is Spyro the Dragon. The first Spyro game by far is my number one. Most nostalgic game ever. I have a specific memory about this game. When I was like a little kid, Christmas Eve, we always go down to Salt Lake to see my uncle and my aunt and my cousins, and we always have Christmas Eve together. And every time we go down there, we always have Spyro the Dragon. We have Spyro's Ripto's Rage, but we didn't have Spyro the Dragon. And that's, I don't know. I always play Spyro the Dragon whenever we're down there in Salt Lake City. And wow, like I can't even put a description like how that game makes me feel. Like I said, like they remastered it, and I love it so much. It's the most nostalgic game to me because just have it around Christmas time, and you have to travel somewhere in order to play it, and oh my gosh, like it is awesome. And when you have to face Nasty Nork, oh my gosh, like probably the most nostalgic boss in my whole childhood. It is by far number one of the most nostalgic. It really did. I really did have to think about it, like either Ripto's Rage or the first Spyro game, which one would be my number one. But after thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? It's definitely gonna be Spyro the Dragon for sure. And like everything about it, when you have to release the dragons from their statues, it makes a little rattle noise, and then they open up. I don't know, like I just always get that feeling of like, man, like I don't know, it's very satisfying. It really is satisfying. And to be able to do that today with better graphics, it's awesome. I really do love it. And yeah, that's the reason why it's my number one. Just I have that really specific memory, and it's definitely a memory I'll never forget. And thanks to Spyro, I am in love with the PlayStation, and it will always be my favorite console. And yeah, and the most nostalgic console too. All right, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate you guys putting the time, about 10, 16 minutes of watching these two videos. I am very excited to keep this channel going. The reason why I did these two videos is because like the nostalgia and the PlayStation is really the reason why I want to put this channel together. If you really enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it.